But let me talk about this. This is the first card that came out, and I do feel like it's kind of screaming out family. We have here a water sign. So this is a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. And this is showing up as a male. I definitely do feel a more male masculine energy, but it could be a female for some of you. This is definitely a family member, somebody who has a woe is me type of an energy. Okay, like they're frustrated. This person seems to me like he or she is frustrated with his life. He or she is possibly overindulging, using or reverting to escapism, escapist tendencies to cope with problems for lack of a better coping mechanism. And this is somebody that has a lot of potential, quite intelligent, possibly. Very, they might not even go through, the formal mode of education, but they're very, very intelligent. And for some reason, they feel like they're kind of dealt the short end of the stick. And they feel like life hasn't given them the opportunities for them to kind of prove themselves. So I feel like, this victim mentality, woe is me, why is everybody getting ahead and why am I stuck in my own predicament? And I also feel as well, you're going to be dealing heavily with this person. And the point is, you're not going to see eye to eye with this person. You try to be very supportive, but I feel like time and time again, this person, they don't understand how they are the ones that are causing the blockages in their own life. And they keep dwelling on things that hurt them rather than letting things go, rather than forgiving and forgetting, rather than, let bygones be bygones and start over. I feel like they keep dwelling on what could have, should have happened, and they keep dwelling on it. And as a result, they don't really take initiative, and they don't really know how to take actions to get them where they need to be. So it's like, it's somebody who is very inert. They're lacking the capabilities to move on, and they're lacking the will, the willpower, the drive, the ambition, but also that clarity of mind to really look outside of themselves and to really think about, where are my skills? What can I do to better my life? Because I feel like you yourself know that this is somebody with a lot of potential, but they're not really applying themselves, and they find themselves in a very stuck pattern. Okay, once again, it comes out so heavily in the spread, meaning you're going to be dealing extensively with this person. And they're going to contact you for advice because this is somebody who's very muddled. Their emotions overwhelm their thinking. So they're not in a position where they're thinking straight. So you're going to play this position where they see you as somebody who's abundant, has a lot of prosperity, is on the right track professionally, academically for some of you. And also you have, friends and loved ones around you that support you. And so this person feels kind of like, why am I, on the sideline? They're going to appeal to you because they see you as the embodiment of abundance and the embodiment of success. And they're going to ask for your advice. But whatever you tell them, it doesn't really penetrate, is what I'm feeling. And so you're going to have to play, kind of therapist in this situation. And my advice here is whatever you tell them, if they're not able to see it from your point of view, they have different ideas and constructs as to what success means. And they're going to take this, I wasn't given the opportunity. I didn't have those chances. I didn't have, the mentor or the right authority figure to boost me up or prop me up. And so whatever information you give them, it's just not really going to sink in. Okay, so I would say be wise and choose your battles carefully. Choose the people that you're willing to assist very, very carefully, because we have quite a few people that are coming in because they want that validation, they want that attention. And if you're not giving that to them, they just, kind of slink away, and all that time, all that energy would be wasted. Okay, so just be careful about that. And once again, I also feel like if this is a family member, not only are you dealing with, his or her own lack of success and lack of satisfaction with his or her own life, I also feel like they might be in a couple's relationship. They might ask you to play mediator in their own love relationships. And I feel like, you know, it might have been like a situation where there was infidelity happening, where somebody stepped out of the relationship. They might have been broken up. They might have been separated. And now they got into other relationships and things got really messy. And so it's not your place, Capricorns. It's not your place, okay? Recommend, I know that you care about this person, recommend what they can do to help the situation. See a therapist, see a counselor. But I feel like this is not your field of expertise. And so relinquishing control, knowing and accepting the fact that I don't have the skills to deal with this, and I can make recommendations for you, for somebody that can do it for you. I can, you know, give you ideas, give you recommendations, give you like follow up, and kind of relinquish control in that situation. It's going to be a lot better, because I feel like they need to see somebody who's a little bit more of an expert, okay? So I feel family issues, and this is somebody also dealing with their own relationship issues. Don't invest too much time in this. You have other things that needs to happen for you. And then on the other end of the spectrum, when this card came out, I feel like it's a different energy. And what this is denoting is, this is basically a person coming into, I feel like this is your work environment. This is someone very cute, very charming, very sweet. Okay, and I don't feel like it's a water sign. I feel like it could be a myriad of signs. But this is somebody who has a very childlike, young, kind of irresponsible demeanor. And, you know, like they're fun to talk to. They're quite attractive. Charming is what I'm hearing. And they're bubbly, they're fun, and you might be very, very drawn to this person. You're very drawn to this person for whatever reason. And I feel this is a person in your work environment. They're coming in kind of like, I feel like for some of you, it might play out like this, where they're telling you, oh, I'm so sorry, I totally forgot to do that one thing. Can you help me? And so, you know, once again, pick your battles. This is the month for you to conserve your energy, or at least devote your energy to yourself, because you need to get things done. So other people are kind of, you know, because you are energetically very vibrant this month, people who are low energy are going to be attracted to that, and they're going to want to siphon that off, and they're going to want to impose upon you in a way that is not fair, and that's not right. So I see some of them coming in, oh, I forgot to do that. Can you help me? Or can you do it for me? And that's where you need to draw clear boundaries, okay? Because I feel like you have trouble saying no to this person. Because they're very charming. They're sweet. They don't, you know, they're not a bad person. They would never hurt a fly. They just have trouble taking care of their own responsibilities. And then for others of you, I feel like it can be like this, where they make a mistake and they don't want to own up to it. So this is what I'm feeling like. They made a mistake, don't want to own up to it, and they don't want to admit that they've made a mistake. So they're just going to pass it off, or they're going to, you know, say like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. And anyways, moving on. So it's like, it's a very insincere gesture. And I'm also feeling as well, if this is a coworker that you've had clashes with in the past, the record is going to be set straight, and you're going to be given an apology. So I feel like there's a victory here when it comes to somebody who is not very responsible, who's not very, I want to say, skilled at their job. They might not know what they're doing, and they might not admit to, you know, whenever they make mistakes. I feel like you're going to be given a long overdue apology from this person. And they're going to see you, you know, kind of as somebody who's capable, abundant, doesn't gloat, and they're going to have a newfound sense of respect for you. Okay, so I do feel like, especially if this is somebody you've been having like falling outs with, I do sense that they're going to give you an apology. They're going to give you an apology, and I feel like things will be righted again. And so you're not going to be stressing out too much about work this month. And I also feel as well, there's a lot of recognition here. So this is another card here about, power, recognition, and accomplishment. When it's in the upright position, this is like waiting for your ship to come in, waiting for projects, waiting for things to pan out so that you know what to do. And the nature of this card is there are multiple ideas that are in the works or that are, coming through the pipelines. And I feel for some of you, your job might involve multiple things that you're doing. And when one thing is stuck or one thing is kind of like pending, you can shift gears very easily into another project, into another thing, so that you're not wasting time waiting for the other thing to clear up. When it's in the reverse position, and keep in mind, we do have a retrograde, Mercury retrograde period this month. And what it creates is a lot of blockages, okay? So you might not be able to shift gears very easily. You might find yourself in a position where you are stuck and you can't really move past it. I don't feel it is creative blockages from your end because you're showing up as somebody with a lot of ideas. I feel like it's decisions, waiting on things from other people. And for example, if you are bidding on projects, somebody might be going through underhanded tactics and they might outbid you. They might give gifts to the competitor, might give gifts to kind of win over that contract, win over favor with whoever is in charge of, drawing up the contract. So I do sense like while you're waiting for feedback, while you're waiting for them to get back to you, somebody is kind of scooping in behind the scenes and, giving away favors so that they can win over that contract. So that is just, a natural, I want to say it's very common in the business world and it's not something that you're used to, but I do feel it happening. So it's like being undercut, being undersold, or being denied access to some things, mainly because somebody else is coming into the picture. So that's just something I want you to keep in mind about, okay? And also keep in mind, this is not a love reading. This is a general reading. I'm going to do your love reading in a little bit. So with both of these cards in the picture, somebody you trust, this usually indicates falling outs between people or falling outs between you and another person. But I do feel like what it means overall is this is not a situation that you're going to be thinking long and hard over, nor is it going to bother you much, because this is something you've been thinking about for quite some time. Severance was something that you thought about, and you're just like, this might not be a good person for me to get involved with. So you haven't been, you're not going to be staying up late because of this falling out. You're not going to be dwelling too much on it, nor are you going to be especially, sad because it has faded away from your life. I feel like it's in the works. It's, something that you see kind of coming down the pipelines. You've anticipated the outcome for some time, okay? And then with this card, the Lovers, this is usually business partnership. And when it shows up in the reverse position, it's almost like you're going to have to, someone is going to reveal to you that they might not be the most trustworthy person. They might have taken a situation into their own hands, try to solve it, or try to rectify the situation in a more underhanded, not a very straightforward manner, and that doesn't really go over well with you, because I do feel for majority of you, you do care about transparency, and I feel like you don't bow down to people unless they prove themselves to be knowledgeable, dignified, righteous, and that they have integrity. So I feel like a business partner might be, or somebody in your work environment might be bowing down to a situation that you feel that's not right. But they're a little bit more charming. They want to make the situation go away. So they might have felt like, I'll do whatever it takes to make the situation go away. Whereas from your end, you feel like it was underhanded. So there might be falling outs. I feel business partners, people in the work environment as well, and somebody not holding up or maintaining their truth and maintaining their sense of, what is really right here. And they're just trying to smooth over a situation. So I do sense there are a lot of things coming in from other people. Honestly, keep your head low this month, lay low, take care of the things that you need to take care of. And if people are coming to you with problems, I feel like, yes, you have the skills and expertise to help them, but is it the best use of your time? If it takes you, for example, if you have a couple with marital problems coming in and you're not trained in marriage therapy, and it takes you, 3 hours to talk to them, where it might take a psychiatrist or a psychologist, half an hour. I feel like you really want to figure out, what's the best use of my time? And you really want to figure out, you want to just, tell yourself, I'm not going to be 100% invested in this. My energy needs to be gone elsewhere. And what's the best use of my time, and what's the best use of my energy? And you need to draw back your energy, okay? Your level of abundance this month, I feel like, money is not really going to be a problem. There's a process here where I feel like you are rebuilding wealth. You're letting go of bad habits here. This is overindulging, over drinking. This is kind of like going places where we can be seen and heard. And for the younger people, I feel like, going to bars, going to clubs, going places where it's fun, it's exciting, but I feel for many of you, it's getting old. And so you're not really investing or wasting your time doing that anymore. So I feel like you're letting go of a lot of things that might have wasted a lot of money. And now at this point in your life, you're building up wealth. You're building up wealth, and you're, okay on your own.